Up with KREM begins now.
This process was really important to me that we do a search to help restore confidence in the health district.
Good morning.
Now on Up with KREM, the Spokane Regional Health District voted Dr. Frank Velasquez officially as their new regional health officer. Why the city thinks he's the right fit for the job.
Abandoned cars have been popping up all over Spokane, and the city is working to get something done about it. Nicole Hernandez is live this morning with how the city plans to fix the issue.
Yeah, that's right. One of those abandoned cars sitting right here on this neighborhood street. So I'm going to explain how you can either use 311 on your phone or the My Spokane City app to report these abandoned cars.
And this is the live look outside. A couple of clouds in Coeur d'Alene as temperatures trend close to 30 degrees there. We're talking a chilly start to the day.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
Glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham. Let's get right to some breaking news. Pfizer just asked the U.S. government to authorize its COVID vaccine for kids under the age of 12.
Now, if the FDA agrees to move forward, it would be the first COVID-19 vaccine for younger kids. The Pfizer vaccine is currently approved for people 12 and up. Last month, Pfizer reported the vaccine was safe for kids under 12, and now they just need the authorization for it to become available.
The FDA will meet to discuss the data on October 26th. We will keep you updated here on Up with KREM, KREM.com, and the KREM 2 app.
All right, well now keeping with more vaccination news rather, more than 70% of Washingtonians 12 and up are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
Now this milestone comes nearly 10 months after the first dose was given.
And nearly 77% of people in Washington have received at least one dose of the vaccine.
All right, 7:02 now on this Thursday morning. It is Friday Eve, and it is feeling cold. Let's get right to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo telling us like it is.
Okay, so yeah, no, I was actually just looking this up. You guys ready for some fun weather information?
Trivia?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is bogus. I always get really mad where they keep official records for weather. Oftentimes, it doesn't really tell the story of what's going on in town. For instance, right now at the airport, we sit, oh wait, we're going to skip that graphic. We sit at 37 degrees here in Spokane. Notice it's 27 in Deer Park, it's 31 in Coeur d'Alene, it's 30 in Sandpoint. But as I was just checking, Fairchild Air Force Base, not too far from the International Airport, 32 degrees. You head up, you get to the Y off to the north, 32 degrees. Here on the South Hill, 33 degrees. You head to Felds Field, 32 degrees. So it's all over the place, but everywhere is quite a bit colder than at the airport. So we sit at 37 there, and it all just depends on where you take the temperature. So pretty interesting early on this morning, but just know it's chilly, and even out in Moses Lake where temperatures are falling down near freezing, we have a frost advisory in place. The reason this isn't a freeze warning or a frost advisory elsewhere is because we're getting to the time of year where this is very, very normal. And when it comes to a clear night and calm winds, we get radiative cooling, and that's exactly what happened to drop us so low. So this morning we go from the mid-30s here in town to up near 60 later on today. I think the airport, you top out at 58, 59. Here in town, 60, 61. It's that kind of day.
Dr. Frank Velasquez is Spokane's new regional health officer, and he will help determine Spokane's health guidelines while in the position.
Now, the Spokane Regional Health District voted to keep Dr. Velasquez as the health officer yesterday. He's worked as the interim health officer for the last 10 months. He took over the position after the controversial firing of Dr. Bob Lutz. Dr. Velasquez previously said he didn't want the position permanently, but yesterday he explained what changed his mind.
But the more that I spend the time with the people and what we do every day, the more I realize that this is really not only what I wanted to do, but the best way for me to make a contribution to the community that I really love.
Spokane City Council member Betsy Wilkerson telling KREM 2 Dr. Velasquez is the right fit for the job.
This process was really important to me that we do a search to help restore confidence in the health district. With Dr. Velasquez demonstrated leadership in the community, the relationships he has made with the staff who spoke extremely highly of him.
To learn more about Dr. Frank Velasquez and his role as Regional Health Officer, you can text SRHD to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link right to your phone. MultiCare has launched a new COVID-19 booster shot trial in Spokane.
Yeah, and they are looking for 200 volunteers for the trial. The trial is designed to raise the immune response of the Moderna COVID vaccine.
Now, this trial pairs one dose of that Moderna COVID vaccine with either a shingles or an influenza booster shot. That trial starts today.
Well, here who is eligible for that volunteer position. You must be 18 years or older and receive both doses of Moderna's vaccine at least 6 months ago.
Also, in the past 6 months, you must not have received a flu shot or the shingles vaccine. Participants must not be pregnant or planning to be pregnant in the next 2 months. So people all over Spokane are complaining to the city about abandoned cars on neighborhood streets.
Yeah, Nicole Hernandez joining us now live to explain how the city is working to get through all of these reports and really solve this problem that annoys a lot of neighborhoods, right, Nicole?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say most neighborhoods have some car that they know of, and we've got one sitting right here. This is a car on my street, actually, that neighbors say has been here for sitting over a year. So the owners of this car moved away. They didn't take their car, and now it's just been sitting here for quite some time. So if you have a situation like this in your neighborhood, here's what you do. You just pull out your phone. You can call 311. That'll get you to the city, and you can actually make a report.
It is a burnt out vehicle.
Now, the city of Spokane has been trying to get caught up on the abandoned vehicle reports they have stacked up. Spokane police spent 3 weeks helping parking enforcement respond to reports. With the police help, they knocked out 700 reports, almost half of what they had stacked up, but they are always getting more cases.
In the same time frame, we also got a lot more complaints submitted. So I would say that the volume is consistent. Resources are still a challenge.
So if you have an abandoned car in your neighborhood, here's what you need to do. Either call 311 or use the My Spokane app. Give as much detail in the report as you can. It will help parking enforcement do their job. Then parking enforcement will come out and put a warning on the car. After a few warnings and tickets, if the owner doesn't move the car, they will then start the towing process. That process can take a while, though, because of how many reports the city gets. One thing people should know, though, is instead of abandoning your car, you can actually get money for it. There are services like Cash for Cars that will actually pay you to come and tow your car away. They'll take pretty much any car, even if it's damaged, and even though they prefer it, they will take cars without a title or keys. So instead of abandoning your car, if you have a car that you need to get rid of, try reaching out to one of those services instead. Not only will it help the city, but you'll also get a little bit of extra cash. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Time now for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Pullman police are currently looking for a missing teenager. 17-year-old Cassie Ross was last seen around midnight near Lost Trail Drive. Now, police don't know what type of clothing she was wearing, but they do believe that she might be heading towards Cul-de-sac, Idaho. If you have any information about Cassie's whereabouts, please call the number right there on your screen.
And we have an update in the case of a missing Coeur d'Alene woman. 62-year-old Sharon Archer was last seen by her husband last Monday night at their home. Surveillance video showed her at a gas station a little after midnight on the night she went missing. And video shows her getting out of her car, and then she heads southbound on 3rd Street. Police consider her in danger due to a medical condition. Both police and her family don't know where she could be and has a history of becoming easily disoriented. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is encouraged to call the number there on your screen.
If you're an Idaho resident planning on voting this November, registration ends this Friday. To vote in Idaho, you must register online by midnight or in person by 5 p.m. Friday, October 8th is officially 25 days before Election Day. You can register to vote by mail, but it must be postmarked by this Friday. So to check your registration status or to register, you can either go to the website listed there on your screen, or you can go to vote.org, which will also give you voting information by state.
For the first time in more than 80 years, a beluga whale was spotted in the Puget Sound. It was the first spotted in Commencement Bay near Tacoma on Sunday, and then again on Monday by kayakers in West Seattle.
And we were just baffled, like, what is this animal? I've never seen anything like this in this bay before.
We were sure it couldn't be a beluga because it wouldn't be here.
Well, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration fisheries experts studied the video and confirmed that was in fact a beluga, and they say the whale is more than 1,000 miles from home. Experts aren't sure why it came all the way out to this area, but it's likely in distress. The last known beluga in the area was 1940. That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Washington lawmakers are challenging President Biden to stop the government from blocking protections to Hanford workers. How lawmakers hope to level the playing field to make sure that these workers receive the medical care they need.